Hey, how's it going, everyone? My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here with my friend Andrew. He's the real mechanic of the crew today, and he is going to be demonstrating how to press out suspension bushings.
At home.
At home,
not
yes.
Not like a mechanic shop.
Now, we might have to use a press at the end of this. We're going to do a little fabrication later, but the premise of today's video is to show how to press out these small bushings. This is the panhard bar, and then also the bigger size bushings in the rear suspension. We'll do the front suspension at a later date. We already have one done. Andrew, where is that one? And these have a metal sleeve in them, which is right here. So we already pressed out the center and then the rubber, but we have not pressed that out. And the reason why is because when you do that, these tend to crush in. So we're gonna get some flat steel and weld a reinforcement like this so that when we press these out, it doesn't collapse. You don't have to do that, but it's just going to make it stronger, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing that. So in a future video, you guys will see how we do that and weld this up. But this one's done. So now I'm going to pass the camera to Andrew, and he's going to show us how to run a press and how to do this at home. All right, Andrew, first things first, what's in your hand right there?
This is just generic ball joint press. Get anywhere at a hardware store, Harbor Freight, Napa, anywhere usually sells them as kits.
So you don't need a full 20-ton press, but you need at least
this or a really big hammer.
Okay.
Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put this on here. This inside diameter is just big enough that the rubber bushing will slide inside of it. And basically what we're trying to do here is take this little collar and this and press it through here. And then what we'll do is we'll press this rubber into this, which I'll show you how to do that once we get this going. Started to push it out, so now we're going to grab just a little, this is a 1/2-inch socket, about the same size as that, just tap it in there, that comes flying out. Make sure you have it facing the wall so you don't hit yourself, trust me it hurts.
And then you get the socket stuck and you have to beat it the other way.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Easy as that.
All right, so now that the collar, where is that collar? It went right here. Now that that bad boy's out, we're gonna press out the rubber piece of it.
Yep, and hopefully this rubber piece with the head of this just pushes out, which is how it normally works, but this one might not want to play along.
And in the case that it doesn't, we need to get a little bigger coupler or a socket, whatever you want to call it.
Which I think we use this one here. I'm just going to open it up.
Hold that.
Yeah. Try to do it so you guys can see it, but just basically line it up in the center of that bushing. Simple as that.
And then there's the socket. There's your bushing clean and pressed out. And there is the rubber bushing. So this is the way to do it on like panhard bars, roll bars.
Yeah.
That doesn't have the shoulder.
Yeah.
Which, now Andrew, can you explain what the shoulder is? So,
all right, so like this side's got a shoulder on it, and basically what that does is it allows it to stop so it doesn't just push the bushing or the pushing through. And if you notice, this side has got a little bit of a bigger edge on it, and this side's, can't really see it, this side's smaller, so they are directional, so they only go in one way. They're not all like that, but this style is. Basically, and then what we'll do is, same process as the panhard bar, we'll push this out, push the rubber out, and then at a later date we'll box this in, and then press this out. The only reason, like I said, don't want to push these out quite yet is because this can collapse in. And what that'll do is it won't give you a good mounting surface for this to sit into. It might sit perfect here, but not here. And that'll cause rattling, wearing out of parts. And this stuff's not easy to find.
Now, and the thing too, so if you guys don't want to box it in, you can get like a socket. I'm going to call this a socket. and get that in there where it's tight, where it won't collapse. But I want to make this stronger anyways because these parts have a little bit of rust on the edges. So we're just going to box it in, and we'll come back at a later time and actually press the bushings all the way in with the new ones and press out the old ones. So with that being said, I'll get the paint hard bar out of the way and we'll set this one up to demonstrate. Okay, so before you guys do this, Andrew had a really good idea here, is he's gonna grab a tape and measure the distance there so that in case this does get pressed back or pressed in, you can always fix it. So
looks like outside to outside's right at 2 inches. And the only reason you want to do this is because what we're trying to do is take this, push it out like the last bar, take the bushing, push it out separately. But what can happen, which typically should happen in a perfect world, is this whole collar comes off. But if that happens, I want to make sure that this isn't collapsed in. And if it is, then we can put it back where it needs to be and then push the new bearing or the new bushing in.
perfect. So Andrew is going to demonstrate now. It's the same process, just on a bigger scale.
Yeah. A little bit of lube goes a long ways, helps stuff slide. Sockets fall out of your hand, stuff hurt later.
Want to hold something here?
Yeah, I might have to hold that.
It's always good to have two people doing this too.
Yeah, or 4 arms. Just like that.
Yeah, easy as pie.
And then socket again, put it in there. And I better grab a...
Okay, so yeah, this is a perfect example. When the bushing on the backside, there we go, is bigger than the press. Andrew, how do you overcome that? He's hunting parts here, everyone.
Yeah.
So you get a...
Basically just a little bit of engineering. You just take something that's bigger. Again, you want it bigger than this bushing. The plus side to having bigger than the bushing but not bigger than this collar is you don't have to worry about pushing that collar out quite yet. This is probably a little too big, but it's what we got. And then basically we're just going to take this, put it in, and then I'm going to try.
Okay, so once that's tight right there, like that.
And this is purely out of my curiosity, is I'm going to take this and try to push on the edge of this bushing to see if it'll push the bushing through without using a bigger socket, because again, this isn't wide enough for me to put another socket in here to press that through. If that doesn't work, crumble it away, take a knife, scrape it, hit it, burn it.
It'll come out.
Yeah, it's going to come out.
And look at that. Andrew was right on the money. There is the bushing. So we're going to do the rest of them here. As you guys can see, that collar is still intact. I know some places you can get just the rubber and the metal sleeve. This one is the entire unit from Classic Industries that are brand new. So when the moment comes after this is all boxed in, we will replace this metal sleeve and everything else. So with that being said,
Cut off.
Yep.
The way, if you were wondering how to press these out without boxing that in, all that good stuff, pretty much you're just going to take a socket that's the same diameter as the side that needs to be pressed, not the side that's out here. Press it, and you can take a hammer and whack it with a little bit of heat. That'll probably just pop out. And otherwise, you just use a vise, and pretty much the same process we've been doing.
Okay, very good. Andrew, thanks for the help, buddy.
No problem.
So I've got two friends from Sweden that just flew over. They bought this truck in Minnesota. Now they're gonna drive it. Now where are you guys going to with the port? Is it in Florida or?
Yeah, Florida.
It's going to Florida and then home to Sweden. So I'm with Matthias, right?
Yep.
And Daniel.
Yes.
True Swedes from Sweden. I send a lot of cars there, and I get a lot of hate and I get a lot of love. So it's cool when you guys come visit. Man, these guys are crazy driving this thing across the country. It's got a 350 in it.
Yeah.
350, 700 R4 overdrive.
Yeah.
Great patina, really great patina. Yeah, we'll show them the. Man, that thing is just shoehorned in there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just barely fits, but
Yeah.
it fits. Can I open the door?
Yeah.
The first thing Daniel says is my back. I'm like, I can understand that, man, driving across the country.
Yeah.
Not like a modern pickup.
No, for sure not.
Well, thanks for stopping by, guys.
Yeah. Thank you.
All right, guys. So, what we are doing today, before the axle actually gets reinstalled or rebuilt, is we're going to clean the axles. Or, I'm sorry, the axle housings. So, get a little bit of diesel here. I have taken the drain plug out. All the studs are inside. I need to rotate this around so it can drain. It's gonna be hard to keep this thing from rotating around. There we go. I know you guys really can't see it. Get a, what is this? A nitrile or a plastic brush. Just get it in the diesel there. And just start wiping her down. The housing's not terrible. There were some chunks, some small chunks. Nothing terrible though. So we're just going to do this, let it drain. And then when we're done here, we're going to blow it out with some air. Gotta get all of it to get inside the tubes. There's a lot of grossness in this housing, so it all needs to come out. Yeah, so it's kind of a 4-part system. So pull it all apart, get all the old oil, the chunks, the old gasket, get everything off. Go in there with some clean diesel or oil or whatever you want to use that won't cause rusting. Yeah, as you guys can see, I'm going around that drain hole there just to help everything kind of work itself out. And I know you guys might be saying too, why are you contaminating the new diesel? Well, the new diesel is just a clean fluid. Now, I mean, yeah, you are contaminating it, but we're going to hit this with air, we're going to hit it with brake clean, and then we're going to hit it with some WD-40 just to keep it from spot rusting. So by the time this is all done, this whole thing will be clean. And I'll show you guys when we're done here. I'll go outside. Well, I'll probably just open the door to get some better lighting, and you guys can see what the inside looks like. So we'll come back momentarily. All right, she's squeaky clean on the inside. Let me just take a rag and just kind of spot dry it. All right, so let's get the air. Axle tubes might need a little more cleaning. We'll come right back to that. All right, now with it cleaned out, that's just squeaky clean. All right, now before it flash rusts, let's grab some not WD-40, some PB Blaster, and just give her a nice coating. so it doesn't start to rust. All right, now we just gotta put it back together. I really don't think you can go too much on the spray because you don't want it to rust. All right, let's go get the axles and the pumpkin and put it back together. I'm here with my friend Norm, the expert, and he said I did a really good job cleaning the inside and the flanges and fixing the broken ear there. So Norm's gonna be directing me how to put this thing back together. You ready, Norm?
Ready.
All right. Okay. All right, Norm, what's the first step here? The gasket?
Yep, put the gasket on.
Does it matter which way? Probably not, right?
You may have to check, see where they'll, that looks good there, don't it? Yep.
Yeah, they have little notches too. I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I just put a little silicone down in here on these bottom ones, about from here on down.
Not all of them,
I
just
mean,
the.
yeah, some little silicone, just a little.
So like the bottom half
Yeah,
here, or
about from here down. Just to, you know, put it around the base there.
God damn, misses. There we go. There we go.
Coming out now.
Yeah, there we go. Just around the base.
Yeah. Just around the top part here.
Kind of like that.
Yeah.
All right, so now that that's done,
Yeah.
and the gasket's in place. Norm, that's not a problem, is it, right there, that gasket has a double hump on it?
No.
All right, now you want the hogshead?
Yep.
Can you pull that plastic off of there?
Don't include your fingers.
I know. I didn't even think about that. Well, I'm gonna grab another one. Maybe try to keep that from tipping. Okay.
Now the nuts.
Now, I'm going to show this on camera, Norm, for everyone that doesn't know, but the stock nuts have like this washer that's built in. It's a two-piece, so I'm going to reuse these. And this is a factory POSI, which Mr. Norm has gone through for me. Some of these, like the washers, don't snap together, so I'm trying to be careful. That's what I'm doing. Just a few at a time, Norm.
Yeah.
One thing I do want to do, I got a ratio tag. Also, the GM cars, this is a 336 ratio tag, but they're all different shapes to tell you what ratio the gear is. Now just torque them or tighten them up in sequence.
Yeah.
Should you tighten them, Norm, like a lug nut, Or
Yeah, they're kind of in sequence. Yeah, should go kind of crisscross.
I'll just get them all hand tight.
Were you going to torque those around?
Yeah, I'm gonna just all snug them up, and then I just want to get them all hand tight so I'm not cranking it down for an hour.
Oh, yeah.
So just snug right now, Norm, and then we can torque them.
Get them pretty good and snug.
Okay, so when you do these, you have your axle and the retainer plate. Make sure that's put on before, and then the retainer plate gasket, and then the bearing, and just press it in. Or
You want your backing plate on?
oh yeah, yeah, because it slides.
Goes inside, yeah.
Well, I'm trying to think here. So this goes like this. See, the axle has to go like this. Which we can adjust.
Will that slide over that?
Not over the backing, not over the.
Not over that.
So it's got to be, yeah, it's got to go in first. Now how do you? I'm kind of scared, Norm, to be honest with you.
Are you?
Kinda.
Afraid of breaking it?
God, don't say that.
Don't say that.
What am I trying to feel for here, Norm?
You got to get maybe the axle kind of centered in here, so it'll start in the spleens. There you go.
Like that?
Yeah, like that. And keep turning it kind of.
Okay, so we're
Now
right there on the axle.
this goes on top.
But now,
and then you're
but this is the top, like this,
yeah.
Norm.
And that plate right there, you see where that little notch is there on the bottom? You know,
What are you talking about, Norm? The notch.
where it kind of, you know, like this part right here, where it goes down,
Oh, okay, yeah.
that's got to be on the bottom.
Okay, so that goes. Yep.
Okay, you got it.
I just gotta get that gasket to come around. Should I like put a bolt in there to hold everything?
No, you won't.
Okay.
You get started there.
Oh shit, it's moving.
Yeah. Starting to engage.
Can you tap it with a hammer or
Yeah, you can.
a rubber mallet or a hammer?
Chip's hammer, I think, will be fine.
Everyone made fun of me in the last video because I was using a claw hammer. Which, whatever, a hammer is a hammer, you know. And just tap it lightly, Norm, or what's
Yeah.
the?
A little harder than that, yeah. Oh, you got a bigger hammer?
Like a sledgehammer.
Sledgehammer?
I don't want to be doing that.
That should have went in. Maybe we should have lubed that, put some on them
O-rings?
Yeah, because it may be stiffer than what you guy thinks.
Should we pull it back out?
Yeah, you can try.
Or do you think it'll come out?
See if it'll come out.
It does take some time though, I mean.
Yeah.
All right, so now, the oil out of the way. I wish this was like a groove it would just like sit in and you knew you were in the right spot. There we go. That'd be good.
Yeah, that'd be something I'd do.
And, well, that goes right.
Yeah. Right there.
Yep. That pulled it right in.
Yep.
All right. Now should I tap it?
Yeah. Did it pretty good.
It's going.
Yep.
It's going. Now do you turn it while I hit it, Norm? Because it's kind of a tight spot right there.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep. Going.
Now how should the other O-ring be in the housing? Because we're right there, Norm. See
Yeah,
that?
your bearing will be flush with that.
It'll be flush? Okay. So we got some more to go, I guess.
Just about there.
Just a couple more hits, Norm?
Yeah.
Do you want me to like
You
hold?
can draw it in bolts if you want to, but
What would you do?
do you have? Is there a hole in this axle to? Here's another
No, but I can hold it with a wrench.
in here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna show this side, Norm. I'm not gonna film the other side, but with Norm's excellent help here, we have the backing plate. The bearing is almost flush. We're gonna draw it in the rest of the way. The retainer and the retainer gasket. So gonna get all that bolted on there, do the other side, and then we're done, right, Norm?
Yeah.
Thanks for your help as always. Okay, so now that it's all done, Norm's been a tremendous help here, guiding me through this process. These take 2 quarts of fluid. So the first one is 80-90 gear oil, that's 1 quart. We're a big proponent on the Lucas oil stabilizer, so we'll put 1 quart of that in. And then for POSIs, you need the limited slip axle lubricant additive, 1 bottle of this from GM. Don't buy the cheap stuff, the knockoff stuff. Get this stuff if it's a GM POSI. So we'll dump it in and we're done, right, Norm?
Right.
The next thing to do is once we have a nice day, take this outside, wire wheel it real good, paint it with some POR 15, and then we can start assembling the rear brakes and get it back underneath the frame. I do still need to wire wheel the frame and POR 15 it, but we're slowly getting somewhere with this thing, which is awesome. All right, guys, so this is the end of the video for today. Long story short, I did not box in the control arms. Next week, or next episode on the 59 build, I'm gonna show you guys what I did on the control arms to get the bushings out, and we'll be pressing them in, so stay tuned for that. A great conclusion to the video, though, is I just picked up this 1960 Chevy Brookwood wagon. Brookwood is the Biscayne in a wagon. And the reason I say that is because this is the low trim on a 60, but it's got a power back window, which is kind of unusual. Just goes to show you, you could order anything you wanted on any option or on any model back in the day, which is pretty cool. Awesome car. Guy had it for a long time. It's a 283 engine and no carburetor right now, but we're gonna get it to run and drive again. It does turn over. Brakes are redone, new tires, except this one. So 3 of the 4 are new tires. Yeah, pretty much, guys. If you enjoyed the video today, make sure to leave a thumbs up. I know I'm working a little slower, you know, like with Norm having me help, or having him help me with the axle. I'm learning as I go. I've never put a 59 axle together. Even though I kind of know the process, it's nice to have someone that actually knows what they're doing, watching over and making sure stuff works. Like I said, next video, I will show you guys how to actually take out the shells, the bushing shells in the control arms. A lot easier than pressing them out if you don't have a press especially. And we'll be pressing in the new ones. So stick around for that. Make sure to subscribe if you're brand new. In a couple weeks, I'll show the 60 wagon here. So thank you guys all for watching. My name is Ryan with Iowa Classic Cars. Here's a beautiful Iowa storm rolling in, and I'll catch you guys next time.